going anywhere this week? Hey, this might be your last week for a cast on your arm. We'll see how the doctor says tomorrow, right? Yeah. Well, what are we going to do this week? Are we going to go anywhere besides the doctor?
9 doctors out of 10 doctors probably agree that laughter is good for you.
I know, I'm showing everybody your new little toy. You don't even know what it is, do you? So anyway, yes, we're going to Germany. That's right. We're going to go back in time to Germany back in the day when Meyer-Optik Görlitz was a name to be reckoned with. That's right.
Es soll, und dies ist unser unbändiger Wille.
And which one of their lenses are we looking at this week? Well, it's the 50mm 2.9. Doesn't sound very fast, does it? 2.9. Well, look at the thing. Oh, isn't it cute? Tiny little thing. But it does a lot for a tiny little thing.
That's how you use it.
And we're going to find out. Is it any good? Yeah, you think so? Well, it's good for certain things. So, get yourself something to eat or drink. Get yourself comfortable.
You just ate the most acid I've ever seen anybody eat in my life.
And let's get it on.
Here I am, Vietnam. Rain is always coming down.
This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and his injured co-host Dylan. That's right, Dylan trying to show everybody his new little toy. He doesn't even know what it is, but he thinks it looks cool in the package anyway. Yes, I've seen it.
Don't care.
So, what are we talking about this week? Just as the intro says, we're going back in time to old Germany.
At least we're not fucking idiots.
A couple old Germanys ago, where it all started, and then we had the revised Germany, and then to the current Germany.
Ha, ha, ha.
So we'll go through the various Germanys. What are we looking at? It's a Meyer-Optik Görlitz 50mm 2.9. That's right, 2.9. I've got it on my Sony A7R II. The adapter's almost as big as the lens itself. It's actually girth. It's bigger. It's a larger girth.
That's what she said.
So anyway, it's a pretty tiny lens. But don't let that fool you as far as performance goes. Just because it's small doesn't mean it can't perform well.
I don't know why guys are so freaked out about that.
That's right. So where did this all start? Well, there was a gentleman named Hugo Meyer. I was going to say Hugo Gert.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Görlitz. Hugo Meyer, way back in 1896, started up his own little optics company. And, just like all the optics companies in the day, made his way through the industry, producing certain lenses for this and that, mostly for projectors. His claim to fame was a wide angle lens, which started him off. Hey. And then in the 1920s, he partnered up with Paul Rudolph. You remember Paul Rudolph?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
You remember Paul Rudolph? Huh? You remember him? So focused on this thing. Well, he was one of the claims of fame from Zeiss in Jena. And when he left Zeiss, he was kind of wandering the streets, wondering what should he do with himself. And he ran across Hugo, who was out snacking one day at the local cafe, saw Paul wandering around looking lost, and said, "Yo, Herr Rudolph, come and snack with me." And they sat down together, had a cup of coffee and a snack, maybe some strudel. And then the rest is history. They worked together on this and that.
See, now that's some bullshit.
Of course, I just made up that story, by the way. I have no idea how the two met. But it sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. So anyway, Mr. Rudolph and Mr. Meyer worked together to create and improve some lenses that they already had been working with. So that went on for a while, and then along came Mr. Hitler, and he started World War II, and you know how that ended, and the Soviets took over. And thus we go on to the next stage of Germany, as where they were divided into two, an east and a west. Görlitz is not part of the name of Mr. Meyer or anything. Görlitz is actually a city. It's not a big city, but it's the easternmost city in Germany. And it is today, with a population of about 56,000 people. It's a quaint little town, luckily unscathed from World War II. You figure, being the easternmost point in Germany, they would have had the Soviets rampaging through the streets and destroying everything on their way to Berlin. But no, they were lucky enough to avoid all that. So they've got a lot of history still showing up in their town. Anyway, so once the Soviets took over, they like to consolidate things, as the communists do, and they became part of a company, VEB. Didn't bother to look up what the acronym stands for, but anyway, it was a conglomerate of a bunch of other optics companies, and they continued along that pathway until the 1960s. When they got pulled into the fold of, at the time, what was called Pentacon, VEB Pentacon, in 1968. And then in 1971, they stopped using the Meyer-Optik Görlitz, label at all. It just disappeared, and that was the end of that. And Pentacon went on to create many of its own famous lenses for the day. And this particular one comes in multiple mounts, an M42, an Exacta, which is the one I have, an Altix, and a C-mount, how they're constructed. Now this is a small little lens. I've told you already, it's a pretty tiny lens. It's 3 elements and 3 groups. Of all the 50s I've been lucky enough to work with over the last few years, this is the most simple formula that I have, 3 and 3. Its close focus is 60 centimeters, so it's definitely not known for getting close to anything. It's almost like a range with 70 centimeters. But it has 12 blades, 12 rounded blades, so it maintains a circular bokeh ball. And we like our balls round, don't we?
Say, everybody haven't seen my balls.
No? You like square balls? You weirdo. So it maintains nice round bokeh balls throughout this range from 2.9 all the way to f22. The markings on the front of the lens, the nameplate, has a triangular 1 for good, triangular 2 for okay, and it has a red V, which is German for Vergutet, which means hardened or tempered glass, for the coating. It's describing the coating. You have to pee? Oh, hold on. Time out. Intermission. Go grab yourself a little snack.
Talk it up, man.
We're going to go do a little restroom break. Back in a minute. All right, let's go. And we're back. You feel better? Had a good pee? All right, good boy. All right, where were we? Blades, that's right, 12 Bubblicious rounded blades. We talked about the tempered glass thing. How heavy is it? It's not heavy at all. It's aluminum, and it's so tiny. It's 80 grams. Woo, pretty tiny in that regard. So anyway, it has decent image quality. Not the greatest in the world, but it's decent. Colors are okay. Sharpness is okay. Short distances, that is. Long distance, like for landscape and everything, it's not exactly your best choice of lens in that regard. So, hey, but what's it famous for? What's it known for? Soap bubble bokeh. All right, soap bubble bokeh. Yeah, it's got the balls. So I'll show you some of those in a second. But first, speaking of sharpness and everything, what I normally do... Oh, no, wait, didn't finish my story of the history of Meyer-Optik Görlitz. Well, as I said, they went away, obviously with the Pentagon thing, once the Soviets gave up the ghost and left town. You know, the name just lingered in history for all that time until 2014, a company named Global acquired the name or the license to use the name, and they fund crowd raised money to produce a set of lenses so you can get a 35, a 50, and a 100 millimeter set together for $7 grand.
Get the fuck out of here.
Ooh, 7,000, boy, that sounds like a great deal, isn't it? But they kept all the characteristics of the original MOGs and not OG like original gangster. But the MOGs, and so they're decent quality. I just think they're a little overpriced for my taste anyway, for what you get out of them. So I think that was the end of our history. And, you know, they ran from 1952 to 1963, and again, until they got wrapped up into the Pentagon thing. But other than that, I think that was it. So anyway, so let me get you, speaking of sharpness, let me get you a shot of, now I normally use, well, this is our M50, right? Canon M50? Say Canon?
Canon.
Yeah, Canon M50 that we use to record these videos. And normally I take a shot of the nameplate on the end of the kit lens, the 15 to 45 EFM lens, to see how sharp I can get the writing. So, with that said, let me do that now. Wait, make sure I'm wide open. Yeah, 2.9. All right, look out, buddy. All right. Oh, shouldn't have touched the button. All right. Let's see. Of course, that was at the extreme opposite end. All right, right about there. Oh, that looks pretty sharp. Are you ready? You ready? What are you laughing at? I'm asking if you're ready. Must be a joke going around school. Dylan, stop. 1, 2, 3. I say you and you're shaking, even though I have in-body stabilization, you're going, shaking doesn't help things.
Scumbag, fuckface, dickhead, asshole.
You're a goofball. All right, so let's do 5.6 to see how that looks. And no focus shift at all. Look at that, right on the money. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. So that was at 2.9, and that's a fake laugh, man.
I'm the dude.
2.9 and 5.6. All right, so that was that. How about some real world photos? And we give you a shot of Dylan. Here's Dylan at 2.9. How do you think you look there? Did the cuckoo? Yeah, whatever that's supposed to mean. All right, how about Dylan at 5.6? Ready? Here's Dylan at 5.6. That's right. All right, so you still look good? Still looking fantastic.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3. How about some random stuff? We always do random photos, right?
2, 3, 4.
Random
5.
crap, as he calls it. So here's some random photos of other stuff other than Dylan. That's right, there's other stuff other than Dylan that's out there. So we'll do that and show you just the potential of what else could do. Mostly the soap bubble bokeh stuff of plants and, you know, nothing all that exciting, but I wanted to show off the soap bubble bokeh, which you're not going to get in this room here. So anyway, here's the random crap at F whatever. Okay. Well, with that said, can we recommend this lens? Are we going to recommend it? Huh? You think they should buy it? Yes? No? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's cheap. I mean, you can find these things all over the place, so they're relatively inexpensive. And but they're cool, especially mirrorless cameras. You can adapt them to just about anything. So anyway, how about our little plug for our photo editing software that I use? You can see the slideshow behind me here. And who do I use? I use Luminar. Luminar Neo. Their latest, greatest thing. Now, Luminar Neo is made by a company named Skylum, who is in Ukraine. Everybody knows what's going on in Ukraine right now. Except the laughing little one beside me here.
You talking to me?
So if you purchase a copy of Luminar, especially through our link, there's a link in the description below, you can save $10. And saving $10, just to get that out of your system, to save $10, you click on that link, it takes you to Skylum, you purchase Luminar through that link, and it takes $10 off. It's under $100, so even cheaper, like $90 or $80 or whatever. You get that $10 discount.
Cheap bastard.
And what do they do with that $10? Do they give it to us? I think they do. Yeah, they give it to us. And what do they call that in the business? They call that kickback. Yeah, kickback. So kickback is always great, right? What are you going to do with that $10? You going to give it to Daddy? Going to give it to Mommy? No, you suck.
You suck.
Always giving my money to Mommy. She always takes my money, and you're giving it too. Go ahead, take you. Last time I take you anywhere. Last time I give you a gift of anything. So, with that said too, what else? Well, it's full of AI. It's full of something. It's full of AI. You know what AI means, right?
Lucky.
Yeah, that's you. You're a lucky. Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson.
You little... how can you look me in the eye and lie like that?
That's right. What does AI stand for, mister? Huh? What's AI stand for? You gonna tell us? All right, you know. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Daddy Dylan.
That stands for Daddy Dylan. No, it's not that. It's
Dylan.
not that.
Dylan.
Right? Don't be falling off Daddy's leg now. So anyway, get yourself some Luminar. It's great. It's a one-stop shop. It does all the same, roughly, as Lightroom and Photoshop and, you know, all the other ones that are out there. That's right. So, with that said, who are we? Oh, I'm Dr. Scott. You're Dylan.
Spartacus.
Bond. James Bond.
And together, we're all Modesty Photography. That's right. Modesty Photography. We're here to talk about tips and tricks about photography, lenses, camera systems, vintage stuff, you name it. We talk about it. If you want to leave a question in the comment section below that maybe I could address, we'll get into that. Anyway, how about we get them to help support our channel, right? We need to get exposure out there to the world. No, the other kind of exposure. Like, what does YouTube like? They like subscribe. That's right, subscribers help us to get exposed to more viewers out there. So, subscribe. How about your fingers? Your fingers, my fingers, together. We can, ready? Subscribe. That's right. So, subscribers, what else does YouTube like besides subscribers? They like the thumbs up, right? Why are your fingers all red?
Ew!
What have you been touching that's all red? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh is right. Gets you in trouble.
Red.
Especially if you're touching me with everything. What else do they like? Thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. We'll give you a taste of the thumbs up girls. All right? You ready to sing with me? Thumbs up. Do 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 do. Thumbs up. Aren't they cute? Dylan's favorite part of the show. Dylan loves the girls. Oh, that's where the red's from. Somebody at school used red ink stamps all over your cast. Yeah, that means that red's gonna come off everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, is right. Anyway, well, that's it for us. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for buying a subscription of Luminar through our link below. And thank you for just being you. Think they should come back next week? Yeah, why? Because you belong here. That's right. That's what I tell my students at school all the time.
Bye-bye.
You belong not yet. You belong here. And where do you belong?
Bye-bye.
What's the name of the show? This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right, and Dylan. And we come back, we do one of these every Friday. It's Friday Vietnam time, right? So Vietnam time could be a day before you, the day after you, the same day as you. Just depends on your funky time zone. Not the time warp, time zone that you're in. All right, so this guy obviously wants to get going, so let's end it now.
Bye-bye.
End it all.
Bye-bye.
See you next week. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. You gonna say bye-bye?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Here I am.